Hello everyone, in today's video we'll show you how to make a Dab Tshos and to attach it to a Hmong shirt. First you will need a back piece and an interfacing piece. This is 8 inches long by 7 inches wide. You also need two smaller pieces, a black and a blue, and these smaller pieces are 4 inches by 7 for both. And then lastly you'll need a piece of Dab Tshos, the stiffer kind. This will be 1.75 by 30 inches long. First, we'll iron on the interfacing to the back piece of the Dab Tshos. What you'll want to do is spray it with water and then apply your heat, and this will glue the interfacing onto the back piece of the Dab Tshos. Remember, this piece is 8 inches long by 7 inches wide. Next, you'll take the two smaller pieces and sew them together by one of the sides here. So I'm just going to pin them and sew them together. Now, the blue piece is just the color that matches the outfit that I'm sewing it to. You can use bandao or substitute any other color or pattern. So here we're going to sew it together with a 1/4 inch seam. And once you have them sewn together, you're going to iron them open flat. And after you open it up, you're going to now baste these two pieces together. You want the interfacing facing the bad side of the other piece. So only the good sides are showing on the two opposite sides. So I'm going to pin these together and baste around the outside, just a very small stitch right along the edge to hold them together. Now that we have the two pieces basted together, we're going to bind the outside of the Dab Tshos. And we're going to do that by lining up the edge of the Dab Tshos strip to the edge of the Dab Tshos. And we're going to sew a 0.25 inch or 1/4 inch seam all the way down. And you want to stop 0.25, 1/4 inch away from the edge. That way you can also have 1/4 inch bind around the bottom edge too. If you go all the way down, you won't be able to do this next part, which is the fold. You want to do a 90-degree angle here. I'm going back and forth over the fold here to make it nicer and flatter. Then we're going to fold the Dab Tshos piece all the way over so that it creates a nice corner and is parallel to the edges. And then we're going to line it up with the machine again, a 1/4 inch from the edge, and sew all the way across the bottom, and you want to stop again a 1/4 inch away from the edge. And then we're going to take it out again. We're going to do another fold. So first you want to do the 90 degrees again, and then you'll fold the Dab Tshos piece all the way over so that it's parallel to the edges. And then you can go ahead and sew all the way up again using a 1/4 inch seam. Well, here's the piece, and you can see how we've folded the corners like this. I'm going to cut away all the excess fabric. Next, we're going to flip over the Dab Tshos and pull over your binding strip. We're going to double fold. So you want to fold the edge of the binding to meet the black edge of your Dab Tshos, and then fold again so that it comes all the way over. And this will create a nice binding with a closed edge around your Dab Tshos. You can do this as you go on a sewing machine, but I just wanted to show you guys how to do it with pins if you find that this is an easier method for you. So you can see I pinned the side and the bottom, and I'm pinning the other side now. Remember, it's a fold over to meet the edge and then fold over again, and that'll close up your binding. And then I do the corners last, and this takes a little bit of time to just fold the fabric a few times so that it has nice creases and so that it's nice and tight. You want to fold one side first like this and then fold the other side over, and you should get a tight corner here. You want to check your good side, make sure that you have a nice pointed corner, and then you can pin that in place. And you want to repeat this to the other side. To close up the binding, we're going to do a top stitch on the inner edge of the binding all the way around. The trick when you get to the corners is to leave your needle inserted, pull up your foot, and then turn your fabric and then put down your foot again. Here's your completed Dab Tshos piece, and you can see the blue here is what matches my shirt, but if you have a pandao piece, you can feel free to use it here to replace the blue section instead. Here is my Hmong shirt from my last video, and I'm going to attach the matching Dab Tshos to it. And to do that, first I'm going to do a 1/2 inch seam on the Dab Tshos here. That way I can visually see what it looks like and where it's going. I'm also going to line up the ruler with the straight edge of the neck here so that I can draw in a straight chalk line. And then I'm going to fold my Dab Tshos along that chalk line and match it up with the chalk line that I drew on the back of my shirt here. And that's how the Dab Tshos will look like once I attach it. So I'm going to flip over the Dab Tshos to the back and draw another chalk line, and then I'm going to match up this chalk line with the chalk line on the back of the shirt. And this chalk line is where I'm going to sew. So you can see I folded my Dab Tshos in half so I can match up the center of the Dab Tshos to the center of my shirt. And once I figured out where that point is, then I can lay it flat, match up the lines here you can see, and sew straight across. We now have the Dab Tshos attached to the shirt. The Dab Tshos is still stiff, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold it over, and then we're going to put it on an ironing board, and we're going to iron the top of this Dab Tshos so that it lays nice and flat for us. This is our fully completed shirt with the Dab Tshos attached, and you can repeat this process for all of your other Hmong shirts, choosing any pandao or fabric that you would like to use.